Yellowfin tuna that were recalled last year over botulism concerns were mistakenly shipped to stores in Maryland and Virginia this week. The FDA says.
Stop scrolling for a second and do this. Go to your kitchen pantry. Count every canned food brand sitting on your shelf. Now ask yourself, what are you actually opening? Here's the reality most labels won't tell you. Around 75% of canned food in the United States is lined with materials containing bisphenol A, or BPA, a chemical that mimics estrogen and can leach directly into your food. Heat it, store it, or open something acidic like tomatoes, and that exposure increases. One study found people who ate canned soup for just 5 days had BPA levels spike by 1,200%. But that's only half the story. While this invisible risk sits inside the can, the visible one has been unfolding through recalls, wood fragments in beef stew, foreign objects in vegetables, leaking cans shipping nationwide, even heavy metals like lead found in fruit. No warning labels, no clear disclosure, just trust. So before you open your next can, pause, look at the brand, question what's inside and what's touching it. Stay with me until brand number 4, because one of the most iconic labels in America has been part of this story longer than most people realize. Number 1. Dinty Moore Beef Stew, Hormel Foods Corporation. On May 28, 2025, the USDA Food Safety and Inspection Service announced that Hormel Foods Corporation was recalling approximately 256,185 pounds of Dinty Moore beef stew, 20-ounce metal cans produced on February 4, 2025 with lot code T02045 and best buy date February 2028, after receiving 3 consumer complaints reporting pieces of wood in the product. The cans had been shipped to retail locations nationwide. Walmart confirmed the product was sold in its stores across 44 states and Washington, D.C. Target also announced the recall. The FSIS confirmed no injuries at the time, but stated that consumers who had purchased the product should not consume it and should return it for a refund. Hormel Foods Corporation, headquartered in Austin, Minnesota, generates over $12 billion in annual net sales. Dinty Moore is one of its flagship canned brands, a comfort food product that has been sold in American pantries since 1935. 9 decades of brand heritage, a 2025 wood contamination recall distributed across 44 states, and the EWG's analysis of canned food brands has separately identified Dinty Moore among brands using BPA-lined cans. Wood fragments in a pressurized canned product pose a choking hazard, a risk of dental injury, and potential gastrointestinal damage if swallowed. None of that was on the label. Drop a comment below if you found a can of Dinty Moore in your pantry with that best buy date. Number 2. Del Monte Foods. Del Monte Foods, headquartered in Walnut Creek, California, is the single largest producer of canned vegetables in the United States. On February 12, 2025, Del Monte Foods initiated a voluntary recall of approximately 198,708 cans of Good and Gather cut green beans, 14.5-ounce cans with best buy date October 28, 2026, sold across 21 states exclusively through Target stores, after the contamination was identified during routine quality checks. The recall was classified as a Class 2 FDA recall, meaning the product may cause temporary or medically reversible adverse health consequences. The nature of the foreign object was never disclosed by Del Monte or the FDA. The recall remained ongoing until June 2025 without any confirmed injuries. But here is what the recall notice does not tell you. Independent testing of Del Monte's canned product range has historically found BPA in 10 out of 14, 71% of Del Monte cans tested. Mamavation and the EWG have both separately documented Del Monte among brands where the transition away from BPA-based can linings has not been transparently disclosed or independently verified. Del Monte has stated it is transitioning away from BPA, but has declined to identify which specific products have completed that transition. A company generating nearly $1.8 billion in annual sales is not required by any federal regulation to tell consumers which of its cans still contain the endocrine-disrupting chemical that is leaching into the food they feed their families.
Number 3. Conagra Brands: Armor Star, Goya, Great Value, Kroger. On January 31, 2023, Conagra Brands Inc. of Fort Madison, Iowa, recalled approximately 2,581,816 pounds, over 2.5 million pounds, of canned meat and poultry products after discovering leaking and spoiled cans at its warehouse. The recalled products had been produced between December 12, 2022 and January 13, 2023, and were already shipped to retail locations nationwide. The recall swept through multiple household brand names simultaneously: Armor Star, Great Value, Kroger, Goya, Grace, Hargis House, Hereford, Prairie Belt, and Valrico, all produced by the same Conagra facility under the same compromised packaging process. The packaging defect could cause contamination that showed no outward signs, no smell, no visible damage, meaning consumers had no way to identify affected product by inspection alone. Conagra Brands, headquartered in Chicago, Illinois, with over $11 billion in annual net sales, is the parent company behind dozens of canned food brands sold under different names in the same aisle. When one production facility has a packaging defect, every brand using that facility recalls simultaneously. The consumer sees 9 different brand names. The safety failure is a single shared infrastructure. Conagra's 2023 recall was the largest single canned food recall by weight in recent American food safety history. Number 4. Campbell's Soup: the red and white can, a symbol that has lived in kitchens since 1869. Campbell's. It's familiar, trusted, and instantly recognizable. But behind that legacy is a story most people were never told. For years, Campbell's was a documented holdout in the shift away from BPA-lined cans, even as pressure mounted from health advocates and research groups. Testing once confirmed BPA present in products many families relied on daily, including soups marketed to children. That's what made this issue impossible to ignore. Yes, the company has since transitioned to BPA-free linings across North America, but here's the part that still raises questions. The replacements, acrylic and polyester, haven't gone through the same long-term independent scrutiny that exposed BPA risks in the first place, and some studies suggest common substitutes may carry similar concerns. So what does that mean for you? Number 5. Bush's Beans. Bush Brothers & Company, headquartered in Knoxville, Tennessee, is the dominant canned bean brand in America, controlling roughly 80% of the canned baked bean market. The brand is built on homespun imagery, a homespun recipe, a golden retriever named Duke, a Southern heritage story that communicates trust and simplicity. The EWG's comprehensive analysis of canned food brands specifically identified Bush's as among the brands using BPA-lined cans for products. BPA leaching is amplified in acidic food environments and in products that are processed at high temperatures during canning, both conditions present in canned beans. A 2007 EWG study detected BPA readily leaching from can linings into food, with concentrations ranging from 2 to 385 parts per billion. The beans your family puts on the table at every cookout, every weeknight dinner, every camping trip, sitting in a liner with an endocrine-disrupting chemical profile that no ingredient list is required to mention. Number 6. Carnation Canned Milk, Nestle USA. Carnation evaporated and condensed milk, owned by Nestle USA and sold under the Nestle parent company, with over 90 billion Swiss francs in global revenue, was specifically identified by the EWG's analysis as among brands using BPA-lined cans. Canned milk products present a particular exposure concern because the dairy content, a high-protein, mildly acidic food, creates conditions that facilitate BPA migration from the epoxy lining into the liquid. Carnation evaporated milk is a staple ingredient in holiday baking, infant feeding for families that use it as a formula extender, and everyday cooking across millions of households. The population segments using it most intensively, pregnant women, infants, and young children, are precisely the groups identified by the Endocrine Society, the American Academy of Pediatrics, and the EWG as facing the highest health risk from BPA exposure. Number 7. Store brand canned goods. Target Market Pantry and Walmart's Great Value. The store brand, the one that is 30 to 50 cents cheaper than the name brand in the same aisle and appears functionally identical on the outside. Target's Market Pantry and Walmart's Great Value canned food lines were both specifically named in the EWG's Worst Players category for using BPA-lined cans. Target scored a D+ in a separate comprehensive Green Century BPA scorecard analysis, a designation given to companies that have not demonstrated active testing of BPA-free alternatives for private label cans, despite commitments to eliminate the chemical. Walmart was among the companies that failed that same scorecard entirely. Safe Pick 1. Amy's Kitchen. Here's what it looks like when a brand puts packaging safety before marketing claims. Amy's Kitchen. Founded in 1987, this company didn't just follow the BPA-free trend, it helped define it. While many brands quietly replaced BPA with similar chemicals, Amy's Kitchen took a different path, using tin-plated steel cans with carefully selected acrylic and polyester linings, both FDA-approved and fully disclosed. What sets Amy's Kitchen apart is transparency. The company has publicly confirmed its packaging contains no BPA, no common substitutes like BPS, BPF, Safe Pick 2, Eden Foods. The second safe brand you need to know about is Eden Foods, a company that didn't wait for pressure, headlines, or regulations to do the right thing. Founded in 1968, they started working to remove BPA from their cans as early as 1997, long before most major food corporations even admitted there was a problem. When packaging suppliers refused transparency, Eden Foods pushed harder, eventually securing a custom oleoresin lining made from natural plant resins like pine and balsam fir, completely free of BPA, BPS, and phthalates. This wasn't the cheap option. It increased their production costs significantly, but they chose safety over profit. By 2017, every can they produced met these higher standards, with full transparency on labeling, including high-acid foods like tomatoes. Before you grab your next can, remember this: what's inside matters, but so does what's touching. Brands like Dinty Moore, Del Monte, Conagra, Campbell's, Bush's, Carnation, Market Pantry, and Great Value are part of a bigger conversation we can't ignore. Stay aware, read labels, and question what's missing. Your health and your family's deserves that extra second of attention. If this opened your eyes, don't keep it to yourself. Like this post, share it with someone you care about, and drop a comment with what you found in your pantry. Awareness starts with you. Thanks for watching.